Good morning, listeners and viewers, and welcome to the Lusaka Apex Medical University Radio Grand Round. I'm your host, Ms. Shinondo from Corporate Communications at LAMU. I'm stepping in for our usual host, Mr. Chongo. Now, today, we're taking a different approach with our grand rounds. I would like to introduce our other two panelists. We have Madam Mulenga with us, and we also have Madam Nakamwi. I've got it. Yes. Now, before we get into today's topic, I would like to first give our usual salutations, okay? As Professor Lambert is on leave, so we're now going to go through different faculties so that you see more of what our university has to offer. I would like to give salutations to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Njelesani. I would like to give salutations to our CEO, Professor Mwawa, as well as our other faculty members and directors, Professor Mudenda, of course, Professor Lambert, the flagship of Radio Grand Round. As usual, our song, Amanumbo Kulilesa. Now, interesting fact about this song was sung by one of our own students, and she actually graduated this year. So, congratulations, my dear. And one day, we are definitely going to have her on this show to talk about it. Yes. So, moving on, today we're with the Faculty of Pharmacy, Nutrition and Dietetics. So, Madam Mulenga, you are a nutritionist?
Yes.
Okay. And you are a pharmacist?
That's correct.
All right. Great. So, let us get into it. All right. So, my first question is for you, Madam Mulenga. What are nutritional and dietary supplements?
Okay, Mr. Morning. Good morning, viewers and radio listeners. Okay, so today we're talking about dietary supplements, and some people may call them nutritional supplements. So when you talk of nutritional or dietary supplements, it's basically a product which will have any of these ingredients. So it can either have vitamins, minerals, it can have amino acids, probiotics, and fish oils. It can also have some hormones. So any product which has these things is referred to as a dietary supplement. And it should also be taken by mouth, okay? And it's in form of a pill or capsule, powder, or liquid. And the other thing is that it should read as such, dietary supplement. So it should have a name called on it as a dietary supplement. And then the other thing is that dietary supplements are just that, a supplement, something that adds on to the food you're eating. It's not something which you need to replace with food. So it's called a supplement because it's adding on to what you're already eating. So basically that's what we refer to as a supplement.
Then, Madam Nakamwi, we've now heard the nutritional side, but what about herbal supplements?
Okay.
What's the difference?
So herbal supplements are also referred to as herbal remedies or botanicals. So these are substances or products that are obtained from plants, so botanical products that are used either to treat, prevent, or manage diseases. So basically that's that. And similar to the dietary supplements, they are also presented in a particular fashion. So they can be taken as, they can be presented as or packaged as tablets, capsules, powders, teas. They can also be applied topically, so you can find herbal supplements in creams, or ointments, and gels. So basically, that's what herbal supplements or herbal remedies are. Yes.
Then, what is the fundamental difference between dietary supplements and herbal supplements?
Okay, so I think I can take that one. So they both influence health. The difference is that supplements, as my colleague mentioned, they are an add-on to nutrition. On the other end, herbal supplements are directed towards managing, treating, or preventing disease. So there's a component of a disease element where you're treating or managing disease with herbal supplements or herbal remedies. And then for dietary supplements, they are an add-on to the nutritional requirements of individuals. I don't know if I answered. Would you like to add on to that, Madam Linga?
No, I think that's true. So that's the main difference. For supplements, like I mentioned, you just adding on, but then for the herbs, it's directed towards some sort of treatment. You're trying to treat something. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, Madam Nakamwi, now how effective are herbal supplements in managing illnesses, or rather disease prevention and management?
Okay, so maybe I can just quickly talk about, just to give a brief background on what disease is. Okay, so disease is basically, or it comes about as a result of changes of the normal functioning of the body. So any system in the body, any organ that has altered or impaired function, that will reflect as disease. Okay, so these physiological functions or normal functions of the body are mediated, or they are influenced by chemical compounds. So disease comes about when either these chemical compounds are not enough, or so the physiological functions are slowed down, or the physiological functions are excessive, or they've just stopped altogether. Okay, so herbal supplements contain chemicals that are capable of influencing these physiological functions of the body, like a normal function of the body. All right, so in terms of effectiveness, because herbal products contain chemical compounds, and these chemical compounds can influence physiological functions. So yes, herbal remedies are effective in treating or managing certain diseases. But the conditions that need to be met for a disease to be managed is that the chemical compound needs to be present in the right concentration, and it also needs to be present at the right place. So wherever that physiological function is impaired, so say for example the heart is not the heart muscles are not contracting adequately. So you need that chemical compound to go to the heart and ensure that the heart is contracting adequately for that function of the body to take place normally. Okay, so right concentration, right place. Those are the conditions that need to be met. So if the herbal supplements are meeting these conditions, then yes, they can be effective in managing or preventing disease. The conversation around them not working or not being efficient arises when these two conditions are not met. Yes. So effective they are, provided they are at the right location in the body and they are present in the right concentrations.
Now, before I come back to you, Madam Olenga, could you give us just a few examples of what herbal supplements are usually recommended for certain parts of the body? You started with the heart. So usually, what supplements are usually recommended or administered to conditions involving the heart?
Okay, so for that one, it's not a clear-cut answer, because herbal supplements, remember, are obtained from plants, and this plant extract or this tea, this capsule will not just contain the one phytochemical. It will contain a number of them. Okay, so one phytochemical can have an inhibitory effect on, say, contraction of the heart muscles, while another phytochemical in the same plant can have an excitatory effect on the function of the heart. So to say that this herbal supplement treats or manages this condition, it's not that clear cut. It's not a simple yes or no answer. But maybe an example that I can give, for example, is say, I think one that is popularly known is caffeine, like coffee. Yes. So certain people, caffeine that is obtained that is present in coffee is capable of relaxing the bronchial tree. Okay, so the respiratory tract. So somebody who's in a serious asthmatic attack, and they do not have their inhaler, they do not have their medicine, they can take a strong cup of coffee, and that will help loosen or open up their airways because of the effect that caffeine has on.
It's excitatory.
It's relaxatory, so it relaxes and then it opens up the airways because asthma is characterized by constricting of the airways. Yes, but because herbal medicines do not undergo the same level of, in terms of laboratory experimentation, clinical trials, it is difficult for health practitioners to just say, okay, for this particular condition, you use, for asthma, you use caffeine, because clinical trials have not been done to determine, first of all, how frequent, what dose, so that standardization process is not, herbal remedies are not exposed to the standardization process that the conventional medicines are. So, for example, like in salbutamol, you'll be told 1 puff or 2 puffs, okay, because it's standardized. It's a purified compound. But for herbal products, you find that they have a mixture and they can have different effects. And also, sorry, I know you want to move on to the next question. Another thing about herbal remedies is that reproducibility is not guaranteed. And this is something that even farmers can relate to. So you have the same crop of your maize, okay, one part of the field will have large seeds, the other part will have, because of environmental conditions. Yes. So that is also the limitation with herbal products, to standardize them or to relate them to say this particular herbal supplement should be used for this particular condition, because of the element of inadequacies in terms of standardization. Yes.
And actually, what you've just spoken about, I'm sure most of our listeners and viewers are aware that we've acquired land, as Lamu, we've acquired land in Ufunsa for herbal research, to find out the medicinal properties and all of this, exactly what you've said. That's what we're aiming to do, because there's a gap. There's a gap in that, of which we are going to fill. But moving on. So, Madam Mulenga, now I'd like to know, what are the benefits of taking nutritional supplements?
Okay, so let me just say this. If you're healthy and you're taking a balanced diet, by balanced diet, I mean you're getting your carbohydrates from your nshima, you're getting your protein from your meat, you're getting your vitamins and minerals from your vegetables, like your plate is balanced, you don't need to take supplements. Because what you'll be doing is that you'll just be wasting. Your body is able to get enough of those, the vitamins, the minerals, from what you're eating. So these supplements will just be a waste. But there are certain instances where it's justifiable for people to take supplements. Like they'll be beneficial for that individual. So examples can be like pregnant women. There are certain times, like when you're pregnant, your blood volume increases. So which means you need a lot of iron. And can't just get all the iron you need from just food. So in that case, it's justifiable for you to take iron supplements. Also for under 5 children, remember there's, is it Child Health Week? I think that period when children are given some vitamin A, ions, some supplements. So, children who are growing, some of them might not be getting enough nutrients from just food. So even for those, it's justifiable to give them some supplements. And another example is the elderly. As you age, your systems begin to fail For example, let me give, when we make vitamin D using our skin and the sun, we're able to make vitamin D. But as you're aging, your skin, it becomes less efficient. So in that case, it's justifiable to give the elderly vitamin D supplements, and also calcium supplements for the bones. So yes, in some circumstances, it's very important to take these supplements, and they can be very helpful. But if you're healthy and you're taking a balanced diet, it's not necessary for you to begin prescribing yourself supplements.
But now, let's say just for the average person, how do they know that their diet is actually doing what it's supposed to do?
So, well, maybe your question is, how do they know they're taking what is they need to take?
Yes.
Yes. So, when you're eating, it's not just about you have these different types of food on your plate. It's also quantities. Quantities matter. It's like, they say too much of something.
Salt.
Like, too much of something is always bad. So when it comes to these nutrients which we need, too little is bad. Too much of them is also bad. So you have to be balanced. Okay? So, and how you can know that you're taking enough, it's important to, there are standards there which you can find, like the recommended intake, but then also when you consult your nutritionist, dietitians, they're able to tell you, okay, for this kind of, weight, this is how much protein you might need, this is how much fat you might need, or carbohydrates, or these vitamins and minerals. So yes, there's certain standards which are there for someone like a healthy individual, certain values which are just fixed for everybody. But there's certain conditions when someone is not okay, they're recovering from a certain condition, they might need a little more than the usual. So in such circumstances, you have to consult your health care professionals, dietitians, or doctors or pharmacists.
Because let's say, just for somebody who hasn't experienced any illnesses and and they just want to know, where do I stand with my health, at least from a dietary perspective. So what I'm understanding is that every person should at some point see a nutritionist. Well,
no, not really. Like I said, there are certain standards, like values which are there. For example, I can give, if you're taking about 2,000 kilocalories as an individual, they'll tell you.
I don't even know how many I'm taking. I'm so, please forgive me, but I'm airing my ignorance.
So when it comes to that, also there, certain calculations which can be done to estimate how much you need. So that one you can actually do the formulas. You can find them online. Just put your weight, physical activity, and you should be able to know how much calories you may need. Okay, so those formulas can be found even online. Okay, so even for when it comes to protein, it's the same thing. They'll tell you if you're taking 2,000 kilocalories, you may need maybe 0.8 grams per kg. So you just multiply that 0.8 times your weight, then you'll be able to know how much protein you need in a day. Yes.
So let's say for those, because I'm already like, oh my God. So let's say for those who may be struggling incorporating this approach to their lifestyle, okay? What would you say is a good first step for somebody to take in order to change their lifestyle, or rather to better educate themselves? Because yes, what you're saying is correct about learning your calorie intake. It also depends on your body mass index. It depends on your whatever your systems are. But let's say for somebody right now who may be listening, or even just myself, where do I start? Because I would prefer somebody explain this to me, so that then I can go home with that information. Because I'm there calculating. I'm like, okay, so I've eaten this much chihuahua. Then what?
Yes. That's why the issue is. It's a little bit more complex. For example, like what you just said, you've eaten this much chihuahua. You want to know first. You have to start with how much grams is that chihuahua, and then you start saying, okay, in that, if there's this much grams, how much of maybe vitamin C will be in this chihuahua. So, you know, that's a little bit more complex because you have to do some analysis, some calculations.
Can somebody do that for me? And who is the person to do that for me?
So the person, yes, so if you want that done for you, then you have to see a specialist. You have to see a nutritionist. You sit down and then, you know, you calculate how much is enough for you, and then they'll be able to, okay, this much quantities will give you this much. So you need to sit down with a professional to be able to do that. But just on a general, like, for what you know is when you're eating, you probably, the information which you have is that, what am I going to find in this food? But in terms of quantities, that might be a challenge because you have to do the actual weighing. You know, you need to have a scale and things like that. Yeah, so it becomes a little bit of a challenge. You have to see a nutritionist to calculate that for you. So it doesn't mean that what I calculate for you might be the same for you. Yes, it's individual.
No, this is fascinating. Then, so already we understand that nutritional and herbal supplements are, or rather, nutritional supplements are add-ons to your diet. Yeah. Now, before I come to herbal, now, what are the known side effects? Any known side effects, or what are some of the safety measures that people need to be aware of?
Okay, so when it comes to safety measures, so like I mentioned earlier, always too much of something is always bad. Okay, so and when it comes to minerals, the difference between safe and harmful, is quite small. You might not know where to end. So this is why it's not advisable for people to take these supplements without consulting the healthcare provider. Like, you have to know what is enough for you and what is not. So there's certain, for example, when I give vitamin A, in a pregnant woman, you give birth to a child who's healthy, good eyesight, but too much of it, you end up giving birth to a child with birth defects. Maybe some facial deformation, small ears, mouth, nose, because you've taken too much vitamin A, which in the right quantity is helpful for the child, for the baby. Yeah. So, and then the other things that I'm sure you've heard of, is it iron toxicity poisoning, iron poisoning?
No, this is new. Please explain.
Yes, where a child maybe dies from taking too many iron pills. So iron is good for, blood, but too much of it becomes corrosive. And when it's corrosive, it damages your organs, and eventually it can lead to death. So, this...
all-round organ failure.
Yes, and this can lead to death. So such instances have happened, and, most people are advised to keep these supplements away from kids. So this is why we talk about, you just don't know where to end, where you, too much, well, you don't know when too much is, what is too much for you. So you can easily go beyond what is, where this supplement stops being helpful to you, but instead becomes harmful.
Yeah. So that's why you have the safety guidelines, that's why you have the prescriptions, that's why you have the... Yes.
So, when you're eating food, you can't get to these levels which are toxic. But supplements, they extract.
It's concentrated.
It's concentrated. So when you take it, you risk taking too much of it. Yeah, so if you want to, take these supplements, especially the minerals, it's best you consult so that you know what is enough. I know for people have this tendency that, okay, maybe if I take too much, it might be more effective, but it might actually be damaging to you.
And then back to the herbal side. Are there any associated risks with herbal medication?
Yes, so I'll just talk mainly about three risks that are associated with the use of herbal medicine. So the first one is in relation to what Madam Mulenga said, is overdose. Okay, so remember the overdose, excessive use. So toxic effects. Okay, remember I said these herbal products contain chemicals, and these chemicals are going to affect physiological processes in the body. So excessive quantities will lead to toxicities. Okay, so some, anyway, the most common ones that have been reported are organ failure, the liver, the kidney. Those tend to be the organs that are most at risk in terms of damage because of excessive use. Then, so that's at about, so those are extreme. Sometimes even fatalities can come about as a result of overdose or excessive use of these herbal products. Then there are also minor ones: nausea, vomiting, headache, similar to the conventional medicines. All right. Then, aside from overuse, there is also the risk of underuse. Okay. So remember when I started, I said for someone to get therapeutic benefit from using these medicines, herbal products or medicines, they have to be present in the right quantity at the right place. So if the quantities are below the minimum effective concentrations, then yes, you'll be taking this herbal product, but it won't be effective, not because it doesn't work, but because the concentrations are not sufficient. So that's also another risk. Then the third one that is most important, that is as important as well as the other two, is the risk of these chemicals interacting with conventional medicines. Okay. Because especially for people who've got chronic conditions, the hypertensions, the diabetes, and the cancer patients who are on conventional medication, if they take certain herbal supplements whose chemical compounds antagonize the effect of the conventional medicine or potentiate, make it more effective, so to speak. Yes, so those interactions are also another risk. So it's always important that if you are taking other medications and you intend to take herbal supplements, it is important that you consult with your physician, you consult with your pharmacist, to just let them know or find out if it's okay to combine the two. Do they interact? Do they not? And is the interaction harmful for you, or is it going to reduce the response to the medicine? Yes, so those are the three main risks that are associated with the use of herbal medicines or herbal supplements.
Okay. So for the purpose of name dropping, what are some of the common, let's start with the nutritional ones. What are some of the common nutritional supplements that most of us would see in our day-to-day lives?
Okay, so right now I think people are more aware of the supplements. So if you go to ShopRite, there's been a section where they sell supplements. So basically those are the examples. You find vitamin C. You know, we took a lot of vitamin C during COVID. So that's one of them. You find, so they'll be labeled either vitamin supplements. They'll just contain different types of vitamins. So they can be vitamin B1, B2, vitamin C, vitamin A, D. And then there'll also be mineral supplements. You find iron supplements, zinc supplements. And then there's also the omega-3, the fish oils. So those are also examples of supplements. Yeah, and again, when you go to outlets like Umoyo, also they'll have different types of supplements. So anything that has vitamins or minerals or fish oils, and some can be probiotics. So all those are examples of supplements.
Okay, what about herbal?
I think in Zambia, the ones that are popular are garlic. We have garlic capsules, yes. Garlic, yes, because some of the phytochemicals in garlic extracts are known to boost the immune system. Yes, and they're also immunoprotective. And some of them are also antimicrobial, so they protect against bacterial infections, fungal infections. So garlic is quite popular in Zambia. Then moringa as well.
Yes.
Moringa tea, moringa capsules. Those also, the application is similar to garlic, antioxidant effects, antimicrobial effects, as well as immune modulatory effects. Then we have cannabis, though that one is, we won't find it here, but in other parts of the world where it's been legalized, that is also another popular herbal supplement, again because of its immune protective effects. Then we also have echinacea.
What is that?
It's obtained from a plant extract. It's used to treat coughs. Yes, so in pharmacies you actually find certain cough remedies that have echinacea extracts in them.
I think I've seen
You've seen,
that.
yes.
I never read the word, but I've seen it on the bottles.
Yes, so that one is also quite it's quite popular. Then of course I think the ginkgo bilobas for mental activity, cinchona, bark, cinnamon as well, tamarind. So there's a whole list of these herbal supplements that are present on the market in Zambia and also on the international market because of the therapeutic activities that they have or they possess.
No, this is great. This is great. Actually, so I know our callers. So for those who'd like to call in, you can call us on 0972 695200 or 0956 520277. Once again, that's 0972 695200 or 0956 520277. So if you have any questions or any experiences you'd like to share, please don't hesitate to call. Okay. Now, as we go on, all right. Now, you surprised me with the what was the one that's for the gray matter? What did you
Ginkgo
say?
biloba.
What does that do?
So it just it contains it contains phytochemicals that just stimulate or potentiate nerve impulses. Yes. So there's in fact there are some people who actually take those supplements, say just before their exams. They'll start taking a capsule of ginkgo biloba just to waken them up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. And this is to both of you. The use of supplements, be them dietary or herbal, what is our culture in Zambia when it comes to the use of these supplements?
Okay, so I think for herbal supplements there is excessive use. Particularly for, I think, people who live in rural areas where they do not have access to health.
Hold on. We have a caller.
Oh, okay.
No, please continue.
We lost. Okay, yes. So, in fact, WHO says that up to 80% of people who live in rural areas actually use herbal medicines or traditional medicines or herbal supplements as their primary source, or like for primary health care. So yes. So, but then the sort of limitation is the element of standardization. Okay, so like I said earlier, right quantity, right site in the body. Okay, so these medicines in rural areas, they are effective, yes, but there isn't, I think there is a lapse in terms of dosage, like how much of this product should you use, for how long, is it once a day, is it twice a day, are you infusing in water, are you just putting it in your food? So clear instructions on how to use that are based off of scientific evidence are where the lack is. But otherwise, they are used, I think, excessively, especially in places where they don't have access to the conventional medicines and the healthcare systems, the conventional healthcare facilities. Yes.
All right.
I don't know if the picture is the same for nutritional supplements, though I doubt.
Let's do a comparative study.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
I think for herbal, probably the use could be that, they're free. You just can find them anywhere. But when it comes to supplements, you have to pay something, you have to buy them. So it might be a little bit expensive for others, but, for those who can afford, I think the use is also increasing, in an attempt to improve health. People, there's more information there. People just go online and they'll find, okay, this product does this and that, and they're willing to pay for it. So, I mean, the issue, obviously, which is worrying, is that, some people don't have all the information they need. They don't know the safety measures, like the quantities to take. So instead of it being helpful for them, it might be harmful. So I think that's what the issue is. But in terms of use, I think it's also increasing amongst people who can afford it. So probably as health specialists, we just have to work on educating people, try to tell them, where can you find, like, how do you know this is safe for you? What do you need to do? And just sensitize them on the benefits and also the risks.
Because there's also an issue of things like allergies and the like, because a lot of us don't know what our allergies are. A lot of us don't know what we could react to. So let's say, for example, let's say if all three of us are put on the same supplement, be it herbal or nutritional, one of us might react. So yes, I see what you mean about, again, seeing a specialist and also the information. Yes. So before we go any further, you can call us with your questions or comments on 0972 695200 or 0956 520277. Okay. I've noticed our callers today, they're quite shy. They're like, oh, this is different. Feel free to call, regardless of whatever your question and or experience may be. Through sharing, this is how we open more doors to a much wider conversation, and this way we find out more. Because you'd be surprised, something that you might be experiencing, a lot of other people might be experiencing, but they just don't speak about it, or you may be the first person to bring up the issue. Then you have gotten a question for everybody else answered. So please don't hesitate with your calls. Once again, call us on 0972 695200 or 0956 520277. Yes. So once again, this is we have a call. What has happened? It is network.
We keep losing our callers.
Yes. Yes. But just a brief reminder, this is the Lusaka Apex Medical University Radio Grand Round. And today we're with the Faculty of Nutrition and Dietetics. And we will be with them again next week. Because again, it needs to sink in. Okay? We have gotten the formula from Professor Lambert. We go in stages, in phases. So yes. Then after next week, we're now going to enter Faculty of Radiography. So definitely a lot of it's not only X-rays. There's a lot of things. There's X-ray, ultrasound, all of those related questions. Please gear them for the other week. But now back to our madams. Once again. So we have Madam Nakamwe, she's a pharmacist, and Madam Mulenga, she's a nutritionist. Okay? So, other than the growing culture, or rather the existing culture of herbal medicinal intake, I had to find a way to say it, okay, and the growing culture of nutritional supplements, improving our diets and the like, what would both of you say are good ways that we can further sensitize the public on importance of managing their diets, okay, but through the perspective of nutritional and herbal supplements?
So maybe I can go first. Okay, so when it comes to diet, I already mentioned this. If you're taking a balanced diet, you don't need supplements.
What is a balanced diet? I'm so sorry.
We're back there.
I know everyone asks that. A balanced diet.
Because every time you say balanced diet, I think of all the nonsense I eat. And I'm like, my diet is not balanced. It's not.
Well, the easiest what you can do is that when you have your plate, you know, you partition it. Okay. So you have your carbohydrates. That's you get carbohydrates from your shima, you can get it from rice, potatoes. Okay, and then the other section can have your protein. So protein, you get that from your meat. Then the other section can have your vegetables. From there you get your vitamins and minerals. So at least, you know, when you look at that there's different types of food, and also there's variety. So at least you're able to get different nutrients from that plate. But then when it comes to quantities, that's something else where you have to go into calculations. Okay, knowing how much is enough for you. Okay, so anyways, we're talking about supplements. So we can't stop people from taking supplements. People will take them if they want to, but we can at least advise them on how to do it safely. Okay, so the first thing is that when they're taking those supplements, it's important to read the instructions. There'll be instructions on how to take them. There are certain supplements, for example, the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, and K. So maybe you'll be told, take this with a meal that has fat, because that will help with the absorption. Okay, so if you don't take those supplements with a meal that has fat, it means your body won't be able to absorb them, and you'll just be wasting it. Will just be excreted. And then others, it will be like you take them after a meal or before a meal on an empty stomach. So there's a reason why that's recommended. So you just have to read those instructions. And then the other one is be very careful with supplements which have terms like it doesn't have side effects. As you've noticed, everything has side effects. And if something sounds too good to be true, it's basically, there's probably something they're hiding there. So just be careful with those. There's nothing that is like, a quick fix to something. Some people are like, no, I want to lose weight, let me take supplements, I want this. There's no quick fix. So be careful with those. People are out there to market their products. And then also, do not substitute, your food with supplements.
You said that.
There's certain nutrients which are in food which you won't find in a supplement. Supplement, like I mentioned, they're extracts. Okay, they extract something from your food. But then in food, there are things there which we have not yet discovered, which are good for your health. So this is why you get all your nutrients from food. So don't substitute, And then the other things that always let your doctors, pharmacists, and your dietitians tell them if you're taking supplements. Like my colleague mentioned, because of these same interactions of these dietary supplements and medicines, you might just end up worsening your situation if you don't inform your healthcare providers about which supplements you're taking.
Sorry to sidestep for a bit. You mentioned something very interesting, which is our quick fix culture. We think we can quickly take something which can fix it, be it losing weight, gaining weight, or even fixing your skin, all of that. So how can we, wait, before I even get to that question, I have seen the culture of slimming tea, all of this. It was quite, there was a time where it was hot. Forgive me, but I must ask, does that stuff work?
So I read something somewhere saying the only way you lose weight from green tea is if you go up the mountain and get it yourself.
I like it.
So you need to do the exercise, burn the calories. That is the only way. Well, the truth of the matter is, again, like I said when I started, herbal products contain phytochemicals. Mm-hmm. So these phytochemicals affect physiological functions. Okay, so there are some phytochemicals that are capable of modifying the metabolism of the body, but the extent to which that can happen is, of course, limited. So in terms of, is there a magic bullet, is there a miracle pill, that does not exist. So there are also other interventions that need to be applied, yes, to be able to achieve that desired goal. So they may boost your metabolism, but there are other things also. You may need to make changes to your diet, become more physically active to achieve that. Same thing with weight gain as well, because there are some people who adopt unhealthy eating habits because they want to gain
yes.
weight, yes. But the body is composed of fat, it's composed of water, and then there's also muscle as well. So the idea would be to use a healthy regimen to achieve that goal. And of course, you do that by consulting professionals. Consult your dietitian, your nutritionist, your pharmacist, your physician. Consult with the people who at least know these things.
The main takeaway I'm getting regarding quick fix cultures, there is no quick fix. Because when you think about it at a physiological level, you are literally trying to force your body to do a 180, which go from 0 to 100, which again is very unnatural, because there is going to be a side effect of forcing your body to either transform or go against itself in such a short space of time. So what I'm really getting from this is consistency.
Definitely.
Applying the right measures. So once again, some people need more exercise, they need to eat more of this, less of that, and it has to be a consistent effort, an informed, consistent effort. That's the only way proper lasting change will come about, because I've seen some people rapidly lose and gain weight. And then what happens is their body, while they may be happy with the result, their body might have some unforeseen side effects not too long after they have achieved that newer body goal. So some people might start having random pains. They might start having anything, even
organ damage can also occur.
Yes. So let's not bend and contort the body.
And when it comes to organ damage, it's something which you might not even see.
Yes.
Something that will happen over a long time, and by the time you realize, it will be too late.
Yes.
So as you are trying to, adopt a lifestyle, it's something, it's something that you should be able to live with for a very long time. Not something we do for a week and then you go back to to your normal. Something which you say, okay, this is how I'll live from now onwards.
And is it a lifestyle you can maintain well into your old age?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm going to say this one, but the way people drink now, can they drink like that 20 to 30 years from now? I'll hit on that one, because I've seen consumption of, but even just certain things. I've noticed with our parents' generation, even our grandparents' generation, back then they used to eat certain amounts of shimmer, but now it's getting less and less and less and less. So
substituted for something else.
Yes. Or I've seen that those generations became aware of how their bodies were changing, and they adopted those changes. So now it's our generation, the one slightly before, let's say those 80s, 80s going onwards. We are the quick fix culture. It is us. So, no, I really understood your point. So, in the interest of time and no callers and questions, yes, this is to you, our viewers and listeners, okay? But don't worry, we shall have this faculty again next week, so that you're primed and ready. So once again, it's going to be from the Faculty of Nutrition and Dietetics. So if you have any questions relating to your personal experiences or to somebody close to you, please don't hesitate to call, okay? And actually, take down these numbers, 0972 69 5200 or 0956 520277. Yes. So to wind down, once again, I'd like to give each of you a moment for any closing remarks. We can begin with you, Madam Mulenga, from the nutritionalist perspective.
Okay. Yeah. When it comes to nutrition, I understand, people are desperate to eat healthy and watch their diet, and sometimes they just don't know how to do it. So I would advise people, if you are in such a situation, just go to, in the clinics now we have nutritionists. Just consult them. Just consult them. They should be able to help you. At least they'll be able to, design a diet for you, something which you can live with for a long time. And then they also look around to what is available to you, okay? And when it comes to supplements, you need to be careful with supplements. They can be harmful to you. Only use them if they are recommended to you by your healthcare providers. Don't self-prescribe. Yeah, they may bring something which can lead to death. You might not realize it there and then, but over time it can be quite harmful for you. So just be careful with that. Don't just go to ShopRite or just any store and just pick up something because someone said it will do this and this. There's no quick fix. Consult someone who knows something about that product. They'll tell you how it works. They also recommend how much of it you need to take. Okay. I think that's all I can say about the supplements.
Okay, thank you. And Madam Nakambwe?
Okay, so from my end regarding herbal supplements or herbal remedies or herbal medicines, so it is widely acceptable that they are effective in terms of managing or even treating disease, okay? But then there are certain risks that are associated with incorrect use of these products. So I encourage everybody out there who is thinking or who is using these herbal supplements to consult your physician, consult your pharmacist, to just be sure or to check in terms of the therapeutic effect or the benefits that you're trying to draw, so that you maximize on the benefits of these herbal supplements. Then also, as a word of caution, ensure that you obtain these supplements from registered pharmacies, because there is also the element of counterfeit products and adulterated products out there. Because of the boom around herbal medicines, you find that there are some people who are taking advantage and just packaging. They'll just go and pluck leaves, dry them, pound them, and package them, as your green tea, as your moringa. So always ensure that you obtain these products from registered pharmacies or just registered stores, okay, the Umoyos, the ShopRites, so that you get products that are at least of assured quality. I think I have a lot to say, but that should suffice for now. Yes.
No, that's great. That's great. No, thank you so much, ladies. So, once again, okay, for those of you who are interested in enrolling with us, you have seen but a small glimpse of what happens within one of our faculties. So for those of you who are interested, you can enroll with us. You can either come to our main campus along Kasama Road in Chalala. So you can enroll for our January and June intakes 2023. Application, or rather, application is on 24/7. We enroll throughout the year. We never stop. So, but if you are from out of town, you can call us on 0977 751313 with all of your questions and inquiries. Also, you can check out our website on www.lamu.edu.zm. We're also on various social media platforms, so you can find out about our other content, our other activities. We are Lusaka Apex Medical University on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So, next week, once again, we're still with the Faculty of Nutrition and Dietetics. Pharmacy, Nutrition, and Dietetics. Thank you. So, you'll find us again next week. Come ready with your questions and your experiences. This platform is not only for our students, but it's also for you, our dear listeners and watchers. So, thank you. This marks the end of today's today's Radio Grand Round, and definitely we will see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are listening to Radio Maria, Zambia.
Oh, Queen of